One of my favorite colors right here. This S2000 is getting an exhaust. It's getting some bushings, the offset bushings, and he has a diffuser. Look how pretty this is in the sun. We'll show you those parts, and we'll show you the goods and the bads and the ugly of doing this. Stock exhaust, he has an HKS exhaust, so it's gonna sound so much better. Just wanted to show you how nice this thing is under the hood. This is an 06, 36,000 miles, missing a battery tie.
Probably just put this in.
Could be.
Oh, that's from 21, so it's probably been like this for 3 years.
The belt looks a little frayed. We'll take a look at this. We're going to give it a look over while he's here. He's had this car for a while. It's been sitting for 2 years. How many of you guys watch our channel and go, where do you guys find all these nice S2000s? This is what sucks. He said he sat in the car and he had a screwdriver in his pocket. That really sucks. It's got a little bit of a scratch there. Really nice interior. Really, really clean. Just sucks about seats that are so expensive. There you go, 39,000 miles, sorry. A little higher mileage. Higher mileage than I thought. Let's get this one up in the air. We're gonna do the offset bushings first. These are the upper control arms, so the bushings gonna replace these right here. The offset bushings are basically gonna pull this in. It's gonna have more camber, which means this is gonna lean in a little bit more, allows for a little bit more wheel, wider wheel. Camber is this way. So this arm has to be removed. Push the bushing out. We've already got the other ones in the freezer. Push the new ones in. There is a little stud there to help the bushing from twisting. Put it back together with a jack in the box when he was a kid. This is the adult jack in the box. That went actually pretty smooth. It's usually pop and fly apart.
It wasn't near as good as mine.
Yeah, yours was actually quite dramatic. Mine was quite civilized. This is what the arm looks like removed. So this is the bushing. You see how it's centered in that hole right there? The offset bushing. Think of this all off this way a little bit, off centered. So that way it pushes this arm in. Gives you more camber. Bigger wheel, bigger tire, less fender roll. The OEM exhaust on the S2000 has to be one of the heaviest exhausts you're ever gonna encounter. And we've installed a bunch of exhausts on these cars. You're gonna have to remove this bar pretty easy. Go ahead and put some penetrating oil on this first. This hanger right here, hanger in the front there, hanger at the back there. Just kind of tough to get in right there. And then the exhaust comes down. Just make sure you get a helper because it can be a bit of a pain. Trying to get these to line up is always somewhat of a compromise. You're trying to make it fit wherever you can. It's got to fit around these scoops, obviously. We're trying to get the tape to bond, and then we're going to add a couple of small stainless fasteners. This is trying to pull down from here, so we're going to build some kind of fastener back here. We don't want this to fall off. Obviously, you use the stuff to promote the sticking, and then it's got 3M tape, but over time, if it's got constant pressure, it'll end up coming down. I mean, that gap has closed up now at least. So it's lined up as best as we can get it. It's got a little bit of a gap here. These never seem to fit. We see so many customers coming in with these, and I mean, we're kind of picky, so this kind of stuff bothers us, but we can't get it to close up. It's just the shape of it. It's not too bad around here. It's got a little bit of a gap here. This is where it gets worse, right here. It's tight here. We can put a couple of fasteners right here to hold this up. And then we're gonna maybe pick up these right here, those factory plugs, and try and tie this together because we don't want it to fall off. You know, worst thing you could do is get to your destination and look back and your diffuser didn't come with you. That would really suck. Not to mention the guy behind you hits it. And it's a shame because it's a nice looking piece. It's nice carbon fiber, it's nice finish, the weave looks nice. I don't know why whoever builds these don't take more time to make them fit. So it's kind of a judgment call. He really wants it on there. We just want to make sure it's secure. We're just going to level it the best we can. Fingers crossed. That's about all we can do. So the way we do it is we like to put these in the freezer. That way it shrinks them down a little bit because they are an interference fit. If you don't want interference fitters, do a quick Google. This is what the arm looks like with the bushing taken out. So basically that hole is going inwards as opposed to being in the middle. As you see, it's just basically pulling the arm back. So let me go ahead and press these in. I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like when it's finished. You see how the bushing is inset right there. And don't forget the little stud, they supply that. You're gonna tap it and thread it. I always put it towards this side here so it just stops this spinning. It gets a hold of a little bit more material in there and catches the inside one. So there you go. Put these back on the car and put the wheels back on. Don't forget your spacers. And I would put a little bit of grease in here just to cut down on the squeaking, but it should be good. The last ones we've done about 10 of these, and we haven't heard anybody squeaking. This is definitely not falling off. It has 4 bolts holding it on and then 2 rivets. These over here, just to give you an idea, are spaced down slightly because when you pull this up, this is the shape that this wanted to be. If we was to pull this up to where the bumper was mounted, which is about 1/2 inch, it was trying to pull that, which would pull the tape off here, which over time it would just fall off. So we feel good about it. It's as nice fitting as ever the ones that we have seen. I think we're good. Even got that gap to close up quite a bit. There we go. Carbon diffuser. Time for the exhaust. These are actually not a bad sounding exhaust. This is the Helmholtz resonator, which if you watched any of our channel, we spent a little bit of time with one of those. I wouldn't say it was quality time, but I'd be lying. This isn't the best exhaust if you're boosting it. And actually aspirated, completely fine, but boosting it, it's a little bit too small. We had a customer take one of these off, and we built a 3-inch into dual 2.5s, and I think we picked up about 45 horsepower.
I actually think this might be that exhaust. These guys know each other.
Yeah, while I'm talking about it, I think you might be right. We didn't have a gasket. The factory one has basically the gasket that lines up on here is the crush style one. It's like a ring. So luckily we had a gasket in stock because it's an odd shape. It's not a perfect triangle. So now we can put this up on the car. Got a little bit of camber there now. Once it lowers it down, it's going to give him a bit more room. Let's go ahead and start this up, give you a sound clip. Take it outside, check it, make sure he's happy, make sure there's no creaks or clicks, and we can call him, tell him, come and get it. All right, I'm ready. There it is, it's pretty mellow, especially with a factory cat. If you change the cat, they get a little noisy, but they're pretty chill, especially with a small diameter pipe. They don't drone, they don't sound bad. Just not ideal for boosting, maybe supercharging, but other than that, it's not bad exhaust. All right, let it rip, potato chip.